Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much. We really want to welcome each and everyone who is here. And I want to recognize the government officials and most especially those from Ministry of Health, Ministry of Gender, but also even other cooperating partners, but also even our donors themselves who have been funding us. That's Global Affairs Canada, even if they are not here. My fellow country directors from the consortia, civil society partners, development colleagues, community representatives, the media, but also I want to recognize the religious leaders who are here. They are also partners in this particular work which we do. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Let me begin with just one snippet of a story. Every Friday, Ministry of Health convenes a meeting and where we discuss issues to do with teenage pregnancies. And some 2 weeks or so ago, there was a district, I think it should be, I can't pronounce the names quite well, but I know the most successful district was the Adjumani, which we looked at last week. And but before that, there was a district. And in one of those meetings, 33 cases were seen to have been presented, that these cases were to do with sexual violence against the girls. And these were reported and lodged with Office of Director of Public Prosecutions. No case was taken to court. There was no prosecution by the time we were having the meeting. Now, these 33, they are young lives which have been scarred. The 33, they are the families. The 33, of course, their families are waiting for justice. And yet, not a single case has made it to court. No one. I don't know what you think. I don't know how you feel. This is a story in Uganda, not anywhere else, but in Uganda. It's a story where adolescent health and sexual reproductive rights are in crisis. A story where too many girls are silenced. Too many families lose hope. And justice too often fails to arrive. For me, I call it as a national disaster. Because if we have such a situation, then we cannot really be able to have a developed country. And that is why today matters quite a lot. The midterm evaluation we will hear is not just about projects and numbers which we have. It is a wake-up call. It tells us what is working, but it also forces us to confront where we are failing as a team. And if we are honest enough to ourselves, we'll be able to see failure, how it is costing the lives of these particular young ones. But today is also about courage, which we need to have. The launch of the community of practice gives us a chance to disrupt the status quo, to move beyond reports which are on the shelves and turn evidence into urgent action, to harmonize our voices and fight together. You know, we are here as a consortium, different organizations coming together. She sows, share, stand up, and also together. Not as a separate program, but as one movement that has been united together for a cause. We thank Global Affairs Canada, the government of Uganda, and our partners for their commitment. But let us be clear to ourselves that partnership without justice is without accountability. And without urgency will not change the lives of those kids or children, girls, families who have been scarred. So today, I call on the government, let every case of abuse see the inside of the courtroom. Let every survivor see justice delivered. And let every child see that Uganda does not tolerate impunity. Colleagues and friends, if we live here with one conviction, let it be this: that no girl will suffer in silence, no predator will walk free, and no child will be denied healthy, dignity, or justice. Uganda, as it is now, cannot wait. It is time for us to have bold action. It is time for us to have real accountability. And that time is not in the future, but the time is now. And that's the reason we are coming together. I want to thank you.
Thank you. Can we give him a better hand clap? Thank you very much. Key about what he said today, teenage pregnancy is still present with us as a country. Of course, we know the statistic still stands at 24%, means we all still have a lot of work to do. Again, it's a time for us to reflect what is working and for us to honestly see where we have failed and see how to do better. We're all here as one movement. And of course, each and every one of us would not prevail if government was not providing a conducive working environment. At this point, I'd like to call the other country directors to come and say a word for 2 minutes. We'll call the country director of Right to Play. Mr. Titus, you're most welcome.
Thank you, Brenda. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. The government dignitaries here, our donors and partners, fellow country directors, and the people that we support and work with in the communities. We want to thank you very much for coming, and would like to thank the different partners that have worked together to ensure that this day becomes a reality. The last few months have been very telling and have been very instrumental for us as the civil society. We have learned a lot of things, and if there's anything we have learned, ladies and gentlemen, it is that the days of competition are over. We have learned that we need to collaborate. We need to learn from each other if we are going to continue to accomplish our missions and our mandates in the different communities. We have also learned, ladies and gentlemen, that we have to become more efficient, we have to become more transparent, and above all, we have to become learning organizations. So we are here today to learn, to reflect from what we've been doing, and try and see how we can become better so that we can continue to address the issues and the challenges that affect the children in this country. Ladies and gentlemen, we have learned that indeed madness is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. So even as we come here today, it's our prayer and our expectation that we shall be able to reflect critically and learn from what other people are doing, learn from what is working in other organizations, and together we believe we can give life to children's dreams. This is our desire. Last week we were in Germany and we were amazed to see what communities can do if they're empowered. We met with one group that has worked tirelessly to support a girl that was defiled and conceived and had dropped out of school. They put her back in school. They are working together to ensure she stays in school. They have bought a goat for her to guarantee her livelihood. And they are putting together school fees. So these are the stories we believe that if we empower communities, we can be able to ensure that we have thousands and thousands of such stories. We have learned that it's important we strengthen the structures in the communities. We strengthen the safety nets so that our communities become strong, they become safe spaces for our children. So I want to thank you for coming, and it's my desire and prayer that we shall be able to learn from each one of you, and please feel free to share, feel free to critique, and feel free to share your best practices and your lessons so that we can be able to become better in what we're doing. I wish you a very nice deliberations. Thank you very much for God and my country.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Titus. So key from what Titus has mentioned is for us to learn. Learning never ends. We need to learn and relearn. And of course, for us all to be intentional in the work that we do and go the extra mile. Allow me, ladies and gentlemen, to invite the country director from CARE to also say a word to us.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Allow me to write on the protocol that is observed. I'm not the country director for CARE. I put a disclaimer there. The country director, the program director, and the country leadership team are in a workshop somewhere. I'm studying him. I'm the initiative manager for the Shishoa project, which we implement in Uganda, in Kenya, and in Zambia. So I'm called Ronald Ogal. I'll be giving a brief remark on behalf of the country director CARE. This is the perfect opportunity for us, and like the country director for Adra mentioned, and Titus, this is the time for us to come together as a team to pick some of the learning, some of the lessons that have already been presented to us. And I want to borrow one of the words from the Commissioner Minister of Health in one of our meetings on the Friday, when we're looking at how do we solve this. We have a tap flowing, and we have so many people with the moppers. We are trying to clean this water, but we are not really closing this tap. Can we use this space, this opportunity, so that when we leave here, we don't go and start cleaning this water from this tap that is flowing, and we find a way of closing this tap. The problem of teenage pregnancies, the problem related with adolescent sexual reproductive health, the economic empowerment for the young girls remains a big thing for us. But of course, we know the drivers, we know the norms, we know things that are pushing this. It's my prayer that we use this space this morning and the afternoon for us to look at what we have not done, not what we've done well, so that we are able to pick lessons and how we can work together as a team so that we are able to challenge this. I want to thank the different consortia I know that are coming up together. This is the way to go. We need to come together. It's not the perfect time for us now to sit in our corners and do things. It's time for us to come and work as a team and support each other, learn from each other, build and pick on some of the failings so that we do it differently. A lot of findings will be presented. Let's pick some of those areas, what we can do differently so that when we go back, we are able to cause a change. Of course, we cannot stop this without thanking the Global Fair Canada, where this money is coming from. We are grateful and we remain appreciative for this. So without taking much of the time, I bring you greetings from the Country Office of Uganda Care and then the rest of the countries that are implementing Shishoas. We are here with other partners. We have the ROM, Rich Han Buya. We have Restless Development. We have Naguru Teenage Centers. And then we have Ford Trust Agency. So thank you. I beg to stop there.
I'm hoping that our energy levels are already not going down. Can we give him a better hand clap? Thank you. Thank you, Ronald. And Ronald has re-echoed the fact that we all need to work together. Teenage pregnancy, again, like he said, is still present with us. It's like a tap flowing. So we need to devise ways of stopping it and what word should I use? Address the symptoms. I think we also would like to take this opportunity to thank Global Affairs Canada. We all wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for the funding from GAC. So in their absentia, would like to say, would like to clap our hands, maybe all of us, and say thank you to GAC for availing the funds for the projects that we've implemented over the last couple of years. So let's just clap our hands as a thank you to GAC. Ladies and gentlemen, finally, let us hear from Oxfam.
Finally, we have a lady CD among the three male CDs. Okay, I'll begin like Ronald mentioned. I'm not the country director of Oxfam, but I'm representing the country director of Oxfam, who is caught up in a number of other engagements. So my name's Patia Atugonza, and let me say I work for Oxfam. This time I'll not mention my position because I'm now the CD. Okay, I'll start by observing all protocols. The government of Uganda, the donor, the media, religious leaders, and all other stakeholders that here to support this agenda. I also want specifically to thank the Minister of Health, the Minister of Water and Environment, the Minister of Gender for allowing to work with all of us in supporting this cause around SRH in Uganda. I also take the opportunity to thank the government of Canada for the funding that they've given to the different consortium members that are here to make sure that issues of SRH are addressed in this country. So we all acknowledge that SRH in Uganda, and of course globally, remain a big issue. Just like other colleagues had already mentioned, we still experience issues of teenage pregnancies. We still see unwanted pregnancies, because the teenage pregnancy will specifically look at the teenagers, but also ask the old people. We also experience those challenges when we get unwanted pregnancies and so forth. And of course, just like another person mentioned, some of the things are coming from factors, maybe within our own communities. When we look at the cultural and the social norms around the communities where we are coming from, they all contribute to some of these challenges that we are getting through SRH-related issues. So regarding SRH challenges specifically, I would say we have issues around accessing SRH services, specifically issues to do with information, the SRH commodities themselves, but also we know our cultures and beliefs and perceptions also exacerbate some of these challenges. And of course, that calls for all of us to come together and of course respond to these challenges accordingly. Today's MTA dissemination. I want to appreciate the consortium members. I've been part of the organizing team. It has not been easy, but I want to thank all of us for making it happen today. And of course, like we said, it's not just sharing the numbers and all those stories, but it is also for us to appreciate the efforts by the different stakeholders and partners that we are doing in the different communities. We'll be able to see what the different people have been doing. We'll be able to appreciate, but also be able to learn from each other. And of course, thanking the idea that these different stakeholders, different partners come together so that we don't work in isolation. So now we talk about SRH in Uganda. At least we have to know who is doing SRH, funded by GAC. And in this moment, I think we'll be able to see who is doing what, who is working where, and then we'll be able to see how we support each other to avoid issues of duplicating services and so forth. So I also take the note to say, as Oxfam, what we will share today will not be a representation of our MTE. So we have not yet conducted our MTE. We are just in the process. So we'll be sharing a few insights. So when you see what my colleagues will be presenting, please don't say this is the only thing we have been able to achieve. So those will be some insights from some of the project reports, but not specifically a representation of MTE. I want to thank all of us once again for coming, and I want to wish all of us a fruitful deliberation. Thank you, and clap for me as the only female CD.
Thank you very much. Fatia is a gender specialist, so we can understand where she's coming from.
It is a very bold vision, and there are quite some powerful actions that we've been asked to take even after today. There's so much work to be done. There's already a lot of work that has been done, and I hope that from the deliberations here, we'll even get more energized to go and do this amazing work. We're going to listen to some of the people who have gone through these programs, some of the beneficiaries, their life before, what they are doing now. And allow me to welcome them to the front. Let me start with Martha Namatovu. Please come. Jackson Ogwal, Nachiganda Davita, Richard Jamid, and Jessica Oyela. Please come and join us at the front here. We'll start with Martha Namatovu. Please tell us, Biavawa, Bialibitya, Orikuchikati, how has your life changed?
Good morning, everyone. I'm Namatovu Martha, and I'm 22 years now. I come from a family of 7 members, and I stay with only my mom. We grew up without a father, and our mother was our father by then, up to now, actually. The job that my mom was doing was a stone quarrier. What do you know that job? Stone quarrier. Yes. A jerrycan was for 200 shillings. 200. And is it fine to mix Luganda and English? It's fine. Okay, thank you. Nga nze ndi mwana wa kuna. Then, omwana omukulu, ye yasoma n'amala senior 4. Fe abasigadde were just there. So, my mom was like, takyasobola kutuweerera ku lw'omulimu gwaliko, nga we have to rent, ate nga alina to feeding at home. So, me and my sister were like, no, mami takyasobola, tugende tumuyambeko to do that job. Tusobola okuba nga tukola sente ezitumala ewaka. Kuba from morning to evening, making that 200, my dear. it was very difficult. So for me, I decided to stop in P7 because of the money. By then, my mom was the father. She had to rent the house and to buy all the items at home. Then I joined my mom for that job. Sobola okuweza sente ezo. Abalala bo ne baddayo ku ssomero. We were just two like this. Mami yagamba, no, we cannot make it. Then ne tutandika omulimu gw'okuba amayinja. Nenge ekidomola kya 200 shillings. Twali tukyakuba amayinja. Our women leader yali ayitamu. Twamulira ng'alanga about she showers. My mom was like, do you know what, Martha? Go and try. Omanyi some projects, yeah, they come in our community and they disappoint. Then my mom was like, go and try that one. So I was like, okay, mommy, let me go. We went through SRH, or the curriculum, for 1 full year. We were 30 in a group called Conquerors. Then, that 30, others were like, no, for us, we are not patient enough. We are going. Others got married. They produced. They went. And for me, I was like, no. The family I'm coming from is not good. So my patient, I'm going to put all my patient in she showers. Because in our curriculum, we had decision making. That thing made me to be confident enough to know what I am. I said to be having goals. Nembera nga ngamba, you know what, Martha, you will make it. Martha, you will make it. Martha, you will make it. That full year goes. Then then Miss Rebecca called me and told me, do you know what, Martha? You're going to do skills. I was like, thank you, God. I wanted to be a tailor. I was very happy by then, and I told my mom, do you know what? Finally, God has made it. These tears are tears of joy, sorry. I told my mom, God has made it. My mom was like, oh, thank you, Jesus. I went through saving. I borrowed 20,000. I bought some things. I made a kadala. Do you know kadala, eh? The tomatoes, what?
A tomato store.
Yes, tomato store for my mom in our saving. I was like, my mom, let me put this business for you. After borrowing that money, my mom stopped that job. We started getting money from this tomato store. Then I went through my skills because it's the thing I wanted to do. I made it only 6 months because I had it in my blood. And the only thing I had to do to focus on my skills. I wanted to show my mom that even though I stopped in P7, but I can do this. I went through SRH. I went through savings. After that, she was, because I was patient, I loved Shishos very much for that. And they gave me a job to work as peer educator, to teach adolescent girls. And every time I teach them, I have to talk about my story. Because what I am today, it's because I learned about decision making. What is failing us girls, we don't make decision. You will have what you want to do, and another time, like today you want to be a tailor, someone comes, do you know what, Martha? Attend we what kafu, now you go there. For me, I said no, I'm going to settle with one thing and in one project. We had many projects, as I told you, but they disappointed us. Now Martha standing in front of you today. I'm a tailor, I make all things. And I'm paying fees for my sister. My mom is no longer working Stone Quarry. I got a job for my mom. I borrowed 20K for saving, but now that 20K, we have interest. My mom eats food. My mom is okay now and is very proud of me. And those girls, and the girls left the group, they are proud of me now. Even the community I come from, they tell them, you be like Martha. Because now, Singa, I was that girl who was like, you know what, Martha, do this, do this. Because my friends, by then, they are not patient. They got pregnant. Singa naba nanga babiri. Because I joined She Showers in 2021. This is 2025. I'm still with She Showers. And the girls are like, you know what, Martha? I'm a role model, actually, in our community. Every parent's like, I want you to be like Martha. I want you to be like Martha. My mom is proud of me. My little sister now is senior 4 this year, and I'm paying fees.
Nice.
That money is not from a man. It's from me. I liked my mother. My mother stood like a woman to take care of us without a man. So that money is from me, is not from a man. And what I did not like in my life, I don't want to beg. It's the reason why I like, no, I will borrow money. I do my own things. I do my own things in a workshop. That money, I do my own things. I rent for my mom. I pay fees for my sisters. And I do everything by myself, but I don't stand by the power of the man. I don't like it.
And all the men say, and all the men say, if you're seated next to a man, ask him, where is your money? It's not, at least Martha doesn't have that money. So Martha, are those some of the things that we see at the back that you make?
Yes, they are
Okay.
all my things. And
Awesome.
I would like to thank all our sponsors, Banange. Thank you very much for the good work you're doing in the community.
Yeah.
Other girls, they are not patient, as I told you, but there are some girls, they want these opportunities, but they have been deceived because of the boyfriends. But for me, I refused. I told my boyfriend, if you want me, wait for me until I get
Money.
what I want.
Hey.
Yes. Until I get what I want, you wait for me. But I have to finish my goal today.
Nice.
That confidence came after seeing my mother suffering. From morning to evening, sitting down in that sunshine is not easy.
Yeah.
And my mom could come back home with only 3K. But in the morning up to evening, so I was like, no, my mom will not do that work.
Nice.
So right now, I'm a tailor. I pay fees for my sister. My mom is proud of me, and the community is very proud of me. Do you know, being in the community when everyone like that girl is doing this, akola kino, atambula n'obulenzi akola kino. Kati the parents are like, I want you to be like Martha. Martha yali muwala, mama akuba amayinja akola kino. But right now, my dear, abali banjogerako, they say, hey, hi Martha.
You know?
Yes. Can you get me a kilo of sugar?
You know?
I'm like, I will. Because right now I can.
Martha is now a sponsor. Can we clap for Martha, ladies and gentlemen? Some of the items she works on at the back, will get an opportunity for you to see them. And of course, you can talk to her. In fact, the Gen Zs would say bad girl. Say bad girl. And now she's a good girl. Yeah? Wonderful. Thank you, Martha. We are very happy for you. And congratulations. The word is what? Transformation. It's working. And Martha is one of them. Jackson, what's your story?
Yes, good morning. My name is Ogwal Jackson, as they have mentioned, and I'm from a place called Acholi Quarters. For those who have heard about Acholi Quarters, it is a place where most of the people who are the victims of the days of Joseph Kony decided to go and settle there. And it is a slum, and as we all know, there is a lot associated in the slums. So I will talk about my story before the project. It has not been easy for all of us, but mostly I will talk about my sisters, because at our home, we grew up with both the parents, but then our father is someone who is so much rooted into tradition, and he always believes that a boy should be put first, and that the girls don't deserve some other things. Some of the things make us emotional, but as a man, they always say women are supposed to be strong. So that is what we have to do. But me personally, and my other brother, we were able to go to school. I went up to senior 6, but then now what pains us a lot is the fact that our sisters were not able to study because our father was so much into tradition. And I will share a story about 2 of my sisters. There is the one I follow. It was 7 years ago. My father was trying to force her into early marriage, because by then things were not good and he wanted at least to get something. So what she did, she was so stressed and she decided to run away from home. And by that time, when she went away from home, we were heartbroken. We thought something had happened to her. It was so painful. Sometimes if you even think about it, it was something so painful, because by then we were still also a bit young, and seeing all that stuff gave us a lot of, it disturbed us a lot. She ran away from home. When she ran away from home, we thought something happened to her. She just disappeared, she vanished. And this was because she was being forced into that stuff. And most of the years we have been living with that, it was a lot of pain. It was too much. But hopefully, one of my brothers reached a time, because it was when the project already came in, we have been having sessions. Then he got the courage to look for her, because they were always in contact, but she always never wanted my brother to tell my father, because she was scared to get married early. All that happened before the project. Then let me also talk about my other sister. She's a victim of teenage pregnancy. She got pregnant, she was 17 years. And this all came because they were not providing, and there was a lot of pressure. And as you know, girls are always vulnerable, they need help. So sometimes they are forced to do things they are not supposed to do. So just because of that, someone was providing, because when we followed, we found that she lacked a lot of things and she was desperate. So that is how she ended up becoming a victim of teenage pregnancy. And all those years we have been living in the family, but there was no peace at all. To be honest, there was violence, because my mother always blamed my father for all the things that were happening, and my father also didn't want to take the blame because he believed him as a man, he has to control everything. A woman shouldn't tell him everything. But then the good thing is that when this project came in, we have been having sessions, but it has not been easy to involve him. It has not been easy. Sometimes the mentors would come and he would want to chase them away. Sometimes he would just look at them and go away. But for him, when he went, we always had those sessions. And it was majorly, it was mostly dialoguing. And most of the things we always talked about was SR, HR, and teenage pregnancies. Though we had a lot of sessions, but when I relate to the things we go through in our community, because it is slums, we see that teenage pregnancy is so much, it is so high, and also violence is so much. So we learned about sexual and reproductive health rights. Right now, if I look at myself, those days I was not involved in anything concerning the girl child, anything that concerns menstrual, cycle, and all of them. I was not involved at all. But when this project came and taught us, right now, as I talk, by the time the month is ending, we make sure we get for our sisters sanitary pads. We support them in all ways, because we know it has not been easy for them. So we make sure we do that. We only don't do that at the family, but also we make sure that sometimes we lobby sanitary pads and we provide to the people in the community, because you find out that there are people who cannot afford the sanitary pads, and there are girls who don't know yet about it. So we make sure we provide, and we also teach them about sexual and reproductive health rights. Then also, we make sure we give them the knowledge on some of these things, so that we can prevent teenage pregnancies. And also, we make sure that we talk to their parents, so that they see how they can provide for their kids to avoid all these things. But for my father, right now, he's not yet fully changed, because change is not something that comes in 1-2 years. It is something that takes so long, because he has been so much into tradition. But at least right now, he has decided to pay for my other sister that gave birth. Right now, she's doing photography, and the money came from the dad. They say it's hard for a man to say sorry, but you can see from his actions. He has not yet said sorry, but at least his actions are showing something. At least right now we can see that he's changing. Then my other sister ran away from home also. It wasn't easy, but she managed to come back home, and right now she's having, she does chips. She has a chips business. And all this came because of the project. And I hope we continue with such projects, so that we change the community to be better. Because if we are to look at how we were 10 years ago, is not how we are now. And if we keep on implementing this, you will find that in 10 years from now, we shall be far away from where we started from. Thank you very much for the opportunity. I hope we keep on doing this for the better of the community and the country at large.
Very good. Thank you very much, Jackson. I think maybe in the next financial year we should start a campaign, Men for Women. Because men, senior perpetrators of some of these things. But if you have that transformation of the mind and the understanding that, you know, all of us have the opportunity to do the same things. I think you treat some of these cases differently, right? Thank you so much, Ogwal. I'd like to now hear from Richard. Richard, what's your story?
Thank you very much. Good morning, everyone. My name is Richard Jumade. I come from Terego district in a refugee settlement called Invepi. I am a refugee from Congo. I thank everyone, especially Oxfam and Shehad, for giving me the opportunity to talk in this big gathering. It is not easy for us refugees at least to talk like this. Even I feel like I'm too small to hold the mic in front of you here. But nevertheless, let me share my own experience. I would like to call everyone, at least you have seen the lives of refugees, the suffering we are going through, the pain and the hardship we are passing through. May we have just a moment of silence to pray for all the refugees in the world because of the pain and the suffering they are going through. We pray all this in the name of our Lord Jesus Christ.
And Richard, before you proceed, I'd like to recognize, Richard speaks about being a refugee, and there's at the office of the Prime Minister, the Refugee Desk Officer of Palabek Refugee Settlement, who is here with us. Please stand up for recognition. Thank you, my dear. Thank you so much for coming. Richard, proceed.
I would like, generally my story is a sad one. I think it is the worst, but God should give me the grace to speak about it, or maybe let me just speak about the lives of refugees. Right now, as refugees, we are suffering really. We don't have food to eat. We don't have land. We don't have almost everything. We thank the government of Uganda under OPM for hosting us, the refugees in Uganda. You people, you have been really good to us, and also we thank the partners for supporting the refugees, for standing with us in this hard time. Indeed, right now, there are a lot of things that are happening. For us, as refugees, generally, I didn't introduce where I'm working. I'm working as a peer educator with the Chehad, with the support from Oxfam Uganda. These are the people who have brought us at least to light. We can talk with a lot of hope on the issue of sexual reproduction and health rights, because this is what we are doing it in the community, and this is what is needed right now. Why do we say it is needed? One, we are producing, and yet the land that has been given to us is like 15 by 30. Just even this room is big. This is a room where, this is the place where you're supposed to build your house. You put the watch facilities, even you put your kitchen. Your garden is also here. And most of your life depend on this small piece of land. And also, there are other things. So right now, we are talking about the sexual reproductive health and right. There are so many things that are coming with the issue of the food cut. There is a high rate of teenage pregnancies among the refugees, simply because of the support. There is also high rate of school dropout, because now we cannot afford because even the schools, right now we are paying for them. So there is high rate of school dropouts. Then there is also high rate of GBV within the families, which is now even increasing right now with the issue of categorization. When you talk about categorization, people have been put in categories. We have a level 1, they're receiving food at least 60%. We have level 2 receiving 22%. And level 3, they are not receiving any food, but they are expected also to live and also work. So those are the people that are even suffering too much because, first of all, there is no land. But now you expect this person also to live. So that is it. Then for us as peer educators, we are trying to reach out to the youth and also our peers. That is where the name comes. Like the people in my age, I reach to them, I talk about the sexual reproductive health. But the challenge we are facing right now, one, the lack of information. There is also lack of access, because however much we talk about them, we don't have the family planning services nearer to us. Things like the condoms, things like the information guide, so those things are not near with us. Then we call all of us for action. One, some of the things we are supposed to do are the following as a team, because we are supposed to work as a team. One, we stand with the refugees through prayers and even support. You have to pray for us and also you support us. There is also need to improve on action or on information sharing. This information should reach, like for us, we are only 14, but in zone 3 and zone 4, there are 10 villages, and not all the villages are represented. Then also we need also the information on, although we were trained, we still need more support, the manuals and other things to be provided. Then also we need to improve on the access. People can provide for us access to the family planning. For example, the health partners. If you can take like the mobile, I don't know, these mobile outreaches. I don't know whether it is the right word. You reach to us. Yes, community outreach. Then also you support us. Maybe as I conclude, you people who are here, at least you leave a footmark in someone. Why do I say you leave a footmark? I don't want you to enter in someone and walk, then you leave a footmark there. But what you do for a person, this person remembers until the person dies. Allow me also, someone who has really changed my life generally is also among us here. When we were somewhere, this person came to us through my wife. She supported us by even taking us through business incubation. Right now, I'm also a tailor like her. But for me, I have not come with my materials. But this thing we named it in the name of Phoebe. So this woman really, she's our hero. Please, can you stand up and you greet us, because you really left a footmark in us.
Phoebe Tailoring Services.
This is the lady who really changed our story. She's the one behind everything, almost everything. I really give it back to her. Thank you very much, because you are in our heart. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Big round of applause to Phoebe from OPM. Where are the rest of the OPM people here? Please stand up. Please stand up. They go to all... Obugalo. They go to all these places and make sure that refugees are taken care of. Uganda is ranked as one of the biggest hosts of refugees in the entire world, and these guys do they are the foot soldiers. Bugalo, once again. Thank you so much. Let's now listen to Nachigana Davita.
The name is Dativa.
Dativa.
Detiva.
Betiva. My apologies. Go ahead.
Hello, everyone. By the names, I'm Nashiganda Detiva, the girl from Steda Sub-County, Mayuge District, near the islands, deep there in Mayuge District. I would like to thank the Oxfam and Sehad team that has brought me here and given me the opportunity to at least share what I've gone through and what I'm right now. Let me just go straight, because my story is a bit different from the others, because I'm a victim. That is what I can say. Before Sehad came to Shitiera, I had just completed my Form 6. And that was actually maybe the time COVID ended that time. So they found me when I was actually a rampant in my village. That is what I can say. And that is the word I can use. I was the girl of everywhere in my village. And for that issue, we all know wherever a girl is a teenage and is everywhere in the community, we expect pregnancy, isn't it? And so, Sehad and the Oxfam came to the sub-county. They advertised the posts of peer educators. And my CDO had already seen me in my village and wanted me to become one of them. So he informed me and told me to go and at least write the CV and apply. I was like, I can't. He told me, you can't, Detiva, go. I applied not willingly, but because I was forced. So when I applied, I went through, I did the interview and everything was right. But by this time, I was already pregnant. Yeah, I was already pregnant. Now, we went for our first training where we had Madame Connie. They talked to us, they mentored us, they counseled us, and as I have told you, I was already a victim. I was already pregnant. So I was like, oh, what can I do right now? I talked to her directly. Madam, I'm like this and this. She talked to me directly too, responding to what I had confirmed. I was consulting from her. She emphasized me to give birth. Yeah. So I went back home, I gave birth, and I was like, will I really remain in the village? Because remember, I was mentored, taught about sexual reproductive health. I was encouraged and empowered. So I decided to share with my father. I told him, Dad, I feel like I want to go back to school. My dad was like, oh, I don't have money right now. Because we come from the islands where right now, fishing, our parents used to use illegal fishing methods, and now it is not allowed. So my father was like, I don't have anywhere to get money from, and your other siblings need to go to school. So where you are, you're not bad off. You can at least remain there. I also pay for the others. I was like, no, Dad, I want to go back to school. He was like, I can't restrict you, but I can't pay for you because I don't have. I was like, what will I do? Now the first facilitation I got from Sehad, I didn't use it. I was like, let me keep this money and at least use this one for the start. So I went to my friends who had already joined the university. These friends of mine were from rich homes, so they had money. They emphasized me to join universities in Kampala, but I couldn't afford. Mostly the accommodation was like, no. Remember, I'm pregnant, and I'm looking for education with my pregnancy, just because I was empowered. So I was like, no, I'll go. And I think my dad also didn't see the opportunity of me joining back to school because I was already pregnant. And I also had it in mind, thinking that maybe my dad is also not emphasizing me to go to school because of pregnancy. I was like, no, I'll go back. Now, my first facilitation was 100,000 shillings. That is Ugandan money. As I was looking for the university to join, I got Kampala University, Jinja branch. And they were like, the tuition is 1.7 something. Now I couldn't afford. Remember, I'm jobless. I didn't have any job. I got my 100,000 and I went and registered for school. That 100,000. Because I knew that I would get the other money in all means. So as I went, I paid my admission fee and went back home. Now the issue was about tuition fee. The other training we had, I got the other money. It was 50,000 shillings. I bought diesel. I started selling diesel in my village. And I was getting something. So I was using that money to pay for transport because I was studying during weekends. I used that money to pay for my transport to and fro the university every Saturday and Sunday. And it worked. Now the issue came with paying tuition. Lucky was I that there is also another organization that came in our community, and the CDO emphasized me too. So I joined that other organization, which helped me with some of the money, because it was paying monthly. So I started paying my tuition from nowhere. As I was going in for my internship, that is when my pregnancy was actually almost about to deliver. And please allow me to introduce to you my probation officer, Madam Milembe. Madam Mile, please stand up. It is not a mistake to introduce to you that lady. I joined my internship when I was about to deliver, and she knew. I told her everything, and she was like, no, you can't do everything, so you're pregnant. Pregnancy does not stop you from doing something important in your life. Education matters. So you need to remain in school and you need to attend your internship. And for that, I thank her. So when I was doing my internship, I also emphasized myself on saving. So I started saving because I had to deliver very well. Now, by this I mean, I want to go deep in everything, but I would like to tell my first speaker, that was Namatovu, that please, pregnancy or teenage pregnancy does not stop anyone from going to school. Let us tell everyone in our community, pregnancy isn't a disability. Yeah. I'm now in school in my last first semester, doing my bachelor's degree in social work and social administration. And my baby is also doing well. And for my issue, when my dad saw me that I had joined university, he also emphasized my other siblings to study too. And they were also like willing to be like me, and they are willing to be like me. Because my other siblings, the two who follow me, just completed Form 6 last year, but it was a tug of war. And they are also right now out of school, but doing their own jobs, willing to join university anytime. They didn't go for marriage, though marriage does not stop anyone from joining school. Let us tell everyone, marriage or teenage pregnancy does not stop anyone from joining school. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Nachiganda, BA Social Works and Social Administration. So when she's done, she will also go back to the community and get more girls. That is the goal. That is the goal. She's already doing it. Nachiganda is not a joke. Give her the mic.
I had forgotten this.
Huh?
By the way, I'm the female youth counselor of my sub-county right now.
I told you. I told you.
And for me to be voted for, I was not opposed by anyone.
Hey.
Yeah.
Unopposed.
Yes.
Landslide victory.
Yeah. Thank you.
Can we clap for Nachiganda? And a hug from your probation. Wow. Yeah? I dare anyone to stand against Nachiganda. You are standing at your own risk. The public will just say, now see this one. Huh? Hey, so that means in this, wait, even in this next election, you are still unopposed. Tova kumeini. Tova kumeini. Very good. Very good. Wow. These are remarkable stories.